This is the Old 77 Podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Old 77 Podcast.
Fucking Cardinals lost.
So how do you feel about it? How about the anals? You yes? No? Yes?
I like it.
Yeah.
I don't like to be the receive. I think anal's like Christmas. It's better to give than receive.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Porno music.
I know, right? I don't know how to proceed here.
I feel like I should be jacking one of you off.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Stay tuned after.
Who are you?
Hey, bitches. This is Old 77 Podcast.
It's a safe place.
In an unsafe world. Impressive.
Warning. Foul language may occur due to the subject matter.
That's because everyone's mouth is usually full of your wife's box.
Join our Patreon Clubhouse today. Clubhouse members get early access to episodes and exclusive after-hours content at patreon.com/theold77podcast.
I'll tell you what I got. Your wife's pussy on my breath.
Thanks for listening.
Nobody's ever talked to me like that before. You're hired.
Shit.
Oh, Dave.
Oh, baby.
Oh, hello, brother. Welcome. Live from Jeff City, Missouri. This is the Old 77.
It's a safe place.
In an unsafe world. World. So what's up, all?
Good to see your smiling faces again.
Yes, man.
We have an exciting guest lined up
We
for tonight. Do we want to give him the sneak preview?
Yeah, Dustin, give us a little something. What's coming up?
Our guest tonight is going to be Nicki Ojeda. She is a psychic, and I can't remember where she's from, but she's going to be doing a reading on Mrs. Car Wash.
Mrs.
Car Wash.
Scott's wife.
Yeah.
By the way, didn't we get her a theme song? Didn't we?
I think so.
What
I can't
happened to
remember.
that?
I don't know where it went.
I haven't heard the theme song. I'm excited.
No, I can't remember where it went.
I'm excited about
Look at
that.
the look on her face, like, oh my god.
Yeah, if you guys have any trouble finding one, I can always make.
I mean, could you make us like a bluesy, sultry type thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like when Jessica Rabbit first comes out.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
There you go.
Do you guys want lyrics, or do you just want it to just sound super sexy?
Let's just make it super sexy for the moment.
with no words. Okay,
I
I'll
don't
add.
feel like I can hold up to this music.
I'll,
Yeah.
Just make it.
I'll add that to the queue. I'll add that to the list of things to do.
Just make it. Just make
We'll
it.
get one of those VOs from the Cooling It Down.
Cooling it down. Yeah.
From the big homie. Hey, while I'm thinking about it, I want to give a shout out to our good friend of the show, Matty Francis.
Yeah, man.
His dad has been having some health issues lately. And
Yeah, Jim's been on the show before.
That's right.
So,
Jim
yeah.
has been on the show before, and so he's going through some health struggles right now, and so we just want to give a shout out to Matty and his family, let him know that we're thinking about you guys, and hope that that your dad's able to pull out of this and
Yeah, man.
and make a recovery. We love you, brother.
At last check, he was not doing too well.
Yeah.
So
He pulled out of it once before.
He can do it again, man. I
There's
know.
hope. There's
He can do
definitely
it.
hope, man.
Pray for that pissy old angry guy in Philly, man.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Philly in his blood. I'm a little mad at Matt right now because his Phillies beat my Cardinals in the playoffs. So now the Cardinal season is over. I know you're super broken up about that too, Scott.
I'm so hurt.
Yeah.
Hey,
I cried.
honey, can you take that camera right there? Yes.
Yes.
And just kind of bring it out on the table.
Yeah, bring that baby out.
Yeah. There you go. Just kind of bring it out, set it on the table. Like right in front of you type on the table. There you go.
Technical difficulties.
Oh,
on
no, I'm
the
just
old
playing
77.
around live on the old 77. So what we got going on is that was me from earlier. I was playing around with the camera. I thought maybe if we take it off the stem over here, we can throw it on the table and get some uber close, tight shots. I thought that would be cool.
And
it's on a stand so we could move it around with our hand, you know. It's not on yet.
Okay,
but
just making sure.
yeah.
You know, I always got to be aware of the angles. Make sure you're always getting my good side.
Oh, yeah. I try.
Yeah, you know. So, Andrea, do you have any expectations tonight for your psychic reading?
None.
Okay, you're going into it just...
But I've done this before, not with her, but
Sure.
I've done this before with other people.
Sure. And
What, like psychic reading wise?
Mhm. You went with me to
I went with one.
So how did that one go?
So that one was interesting. I had just lost that pivotal family member that like is your rock.
That was your grandma, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to kind of give myself some peace, like just know that she was okay.
Right.
And it was just a very transitional time for us. And So vaguely can remember because that's been about 10 years ago.
I see.
Been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
But it was good. She, told me that, or calmed my fears that like my grandma was in a good place and that she was proud of me. And then she had said something, and I was just talking about this today with my coworker about, she said that we were going to make a move. And we would move to some place that was like kind of the size of the town that we were in.
Yeah.
And I never like put much stock into that, but eventually we did move.
Yeah, well, we're here.
Yeah, but
it's not the size of the town we were in,
much
though. Oh my
town.
God!
But here's how I feel about psychics, because I think we have a wide range of opinions on this show. I think me and Scott are pretty open to that stuff. Dustin is definitely like our resident skeptic when it comes to most stuff, which is great. Yeah, no, and you are open-minded. And like you always say, like you want to believe, you just haven't seen, you're not convinced yet. And I respect that position, because that was me, not so long ago. Where was I going with this, guys?
Have you had an experience?
Have you had our psychic reading, Dave?
I have never had a psychic reading.
No.
Yeah.
Dustin, have you ever had one?
No.
No.
Oh. I hope to have one at some point. I keep telling Jacqueline, like, yo, girl, you let me know if you see my grandpa standing behind you.
She keeps just walking up to me whenever we're together in like random spots and be like, "Hey, so there's this like dude."
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh, get out of here! That's probably this guy." Oh, yeah,
I got to see that firsthand a few weeks ago.
Man, that was right.
Yeah. So, Andrea, did you feel well? So, when you went into that past reading that we were just talking about, how much information did you give the psychic? Like, did you tell them that your grandmother had passed?
I don't remember, Scott. Do you
don't
remember?
I don't remember I don't think you did, because that was one of my conditions.
Yeah.
I was like, don't tell them this because, and I think it worked, for the most part. But she still picked up on it.
Okay.
I have CRS, Dave. I can't remember shit.
She can't remember shit.
You know somebody that's dead.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I hope that
There we go.
That it goes swimmingly well for you. Secretly,
That's
I hope.
Dustin close up.
Secretly, I hope that she says, "Sorry, Andrea, I am not picking up anything on you, but I'm seeing all kinds of fireworks going off around Dave right now." And then she gives me a reading.
Hey, more power to you. I just figured I'd be the guinea pig. He told me that you guys were. I was like, I want to do this.
Man, when I even remotely said psychic, she was like, I want to.
Yeah.
Please me, please.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care. I have to talk. I have to
Yeah.
ask guys.
Always wanted to do that, but you can't really find psychics in Jeff City. It's not like there's like
I feel like there's more psychics in Jeff City than you guys give yourself credit for.
Well, you're probably right, but like most of them don't advertise that they're psychics.
yeah.
Would you advertise?
I mean, you want to tell the world you're crazy?
I mean,
Jeff City?
like
in Jeff City, I mean, that's what I feel like everyone's going to be like, oh, don't go to that girl. She's
You got to
crazy.
consider the demographics here that they would look at you like,
Satan
OMG.
worshiper.
Like it would be totally the Salem witch trials again.
Right. Right. We watched me and Jesse watched a movie last night called The Witch, a scary movie, and it had the girl from the Queen's Gambit.
Yeah.
From that and
is that something like old timey?
It's like Puritan.
Yeah, Puritans.
Yeah.
I saw a preview for that the other day. It looked pretty good.
It was good.
I like that girl though.
And I'm not the chick from Queen's Gambit. I do too. And
Is that the chest one?
Yeah, that's the chest one. I was telling Jesse.
She's in a slew of stuff now, man.
Well, she was also in that one that you like.
One that I like.
The set overseas, Tommy.
Tommy Boy, I saw that.
No. Where he's got all the brothers.
No, Peaky Blinders.
She's the girlfriend.
She's
or the fiance, the wife.
the little
to
brother's American wife. Like he
Yeah.
went overseas to manage the money
Michael? Wasn't it Michael?
Yeah, Michael. Prior to the fall of Wall Street.
Now, because I can't remember shit, what's the name of that show?
Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders.
Wall
Thank
Street
you.
crashes, and Michael has to come home, and he comes home like, I lost all our money. I lost it all. Sorry, guys.
Funny story.
And he brings this new hot American wife, and it's her home. And she's totally got an agenda.
Do you think she's hot?
I think she's hot.
Yeah, I think she's hot too. Like I was telling Jesse last night.
I like her better redheaded though.
Yeah.
I mean, just saying.
I was telling Jesse last night that I was like, how old is she? Because she looked younger to me than when she was in the Queen's Gambit, and now I know why, because that movie came out in 2015, so she was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she's pretty, though.
Yeah, I think she's pretty.
I do think she's pretty. Yeah.
Now that she's older, though, I think she's she's gotten to her sultry, like, hot phase.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Did you guys watch Queen's Gambit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like it?
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
Do you guys both know how to play chess?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to kind of have like a cheat sheet to remind me what the
there's
they
like
do,
there's
'cause
like
I can't remember.
Yeah, there's
I
like
can't remember.
There's some of those like special
Can't
moves
remember
that you can do. Like there's a move where you can like take your what's the one that's on the very end that looks like a castle?
Oh, you can take your
king?
your king
No,
and
not
your
your-
rook,
and
you can flip them.
Yeah, so is the rook the one that looks like
Yeah,
a
it's
little
a
castle?
little castle.
The one that goes on the very end? Yeah.
So they go up and down.
yeah.
The
Yeah, they
bishop
go-
goes
yeah.
back and forth diagonal.
Right.
The queen can go all ways.
And what's the horse thing called?
Knight?
The knight.
The knight, okay.
It can go
I know how the
two
knight goes.
spots and then diagonal.
2 spots and then yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me think of a Tetris piece.
And then the pawn is just one. Like the first move is 2 spots and then one
And
after
then
that.
after that, it's only
and if you
one.
get a pawn all the way to the other end of the board, like
Yeah.
you get something for that. It becomes something.
Can't you pull a piece back in? Isn't it?
I maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought
Maybe I'm
I
thinking
thought
checkers.
yeah, but I think you can get something for
You
it.
guys ever play Chinese checkers?
Yeah, I used to play that when I was a kid.
I used to have some epic matches with my grandparents in Raleigh when I was growing up as a kid, and so we just went on Amazon 3 or 4 days ago and bought a Chinese checker set because I want to play with my boys. I want to teach them how to play. Jesse texted me earlier. I guess they played a game earlier, and I guess they caught on to it pretty well. My grandmother was like, she was very hard to beat in Chinese
my
checkers.
grandma and grandpa were big in it.
It was my grandparents too. That
Yeah.
Is
Now-
it that one that looks like a crazy star?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandparents had the old boards.
Yeah.
You know, we hung one of them up one time as
play with
art.
marbles.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandparents had like a metal one, and all the marbles would like
Man.
fit inside, and then you would like open it up, and you could get all the marbles out.
Had the fancy set.
Right.
Yeah,
Dave,
And I was trying to find one. I was trying to find like a metal Chinese checker set on Amazon, and you cannot find them.
I
So,
bet you could find it on Etsy.
Yeah, you're
Oh, you
right.
can find anything on Etsy, man.
I have come to love Etsy.
I love Etsy too.
Yeah, especially if you're looking for like super specific, like for example, Kanye West merchandise. There's a lot of good stuff on Etsy for that.
Yeah.
You know, I know you can relate, right?
Getting all that Kanye West stuff on Etsy. Huh?
You know,
Love it.
I'm
There she
just
is.
such a huge fan.
He's balls deep in some shit right now.
Kanye.
Yeah.
Hello.
The anti-Semitic stuff.
I love that.
I love that we
Nikki-
joined right there.
Nikki pops in, and the first thing she hears as a guest on this show
Hello.
is he's balls deep.
Hi, Nikki. Nice to meet you.
Hi. Nice to meet y'all too.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
So I'm Dave, and this guy over here is Scott. Say hi, Scott.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
So where are you?
Salutation.
Where are you located, Nikki?
Right now I'm in Pittsburgh,
Gotcha.
Pennsylvania.
Right on.
Okay, gotcha. So how long have you been doing readings?
About 35 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So how did you find out about your abilities?
Well, I was lucky enough to have a mentor who was teaching me all about herbs, and I worked in an herb shop. And she had the herbal tarot, and she gave it to me. So I learned about them at the same time. And I've had a lot of training in it as well as far as the tarot, but I knew that I was psychic. I was 15 at the time. So it took me a while to know what it was, but
Right.
I've kind of always known, really.
Yeah.
But, it took time to learn the tarot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Very interesting. So do you do like, how does is there a difference between when you're reading somebody in person, face to face, as opposed to like a situation like we have tonight or like over the phone? How does that work?
Well, I do a lot of in-person events, and I do love them, but there are some pros to, doing a video reading, which is what I love doing it because I'm in my own space. I'm controlling the energy, and when it's done, I leave.
Yeah, right. I see. Yeah, I see.
But energy is non-physical, so as long as I can see the person or feel into the energy, you don't
even
have
if
to.
You don't have to be face to face in person in order to get a reading. Okay.
Well, let's introduce you to Andrea. Andrea's right here.
I'm the guinea pig.
She is our guinea pig tonight. You'll be reading Miss Andrea here.
We're so excited.
Is
about
there
this.
anything that you guys need to do like ahead of time? Do you Do you need to like converse or?
So what I like is I don't want to know what you want to know about at first. So, and I'll have us just like breathe and come into the center. And when we do that, focus on what you want insight about. And I always suggest that rather than saying, when will I get X, be a little more alchemistic about it, as in, what do I need to shift to make X easier? That sort of thing. Or, what's in the way of this or that, keep it, personal.
Okay.
Because I don't believe things are set in stone.
Okay.
And then after I get my first message, my first pure message, then I'll ask you if you would like to tell me what it was you wanted insight on. But you don't have to tell me. So. Okay.
I'm so excited.
So whenever you're ready, let's just breathe. Let all the cares of the day, put them over here. You can pick them up later. And just be right here, right now. Breathe deeply. And think about what you need your insight on or what your question is. And I'm going to spread the cards out. They're like fanned out. And I'm going to run my hand over the cards to get the first three. And then you tell me when to stop.
Okay.
So I'm going to start now. And you tell me when to stop.
Stop.
That was fast.
That was fast.
Again, please.
Stop.
Mm-hmm. And one more time.
Stop.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it seems that you have a question regarding finances and a relationship, perhaps, and how that might play into your creative projects or something that you might have going on. But this could be seen in a lot of different ways because you have the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. So that's one way to look at it. But what I'm seeing is that there's aspects of yourself that you need to tap into so that you can create a financial situation that's emotionally fulfilling. And it's directly related to creativity or art or your own making of what happens. This could be related to another person, but even if it is, it still is talking about you tapping into your own sovereign energy, your own I can do this type of energy. So, and then you can tell me if that has anything to do with what you asked or not. And then, if you'd like, or I can continue talking.
Do I need to come? Okay, it was sliding down. Not necessarily. I am a creative person, but
you nailed it with the art.
Yeah, because I'm always trying to convince Andrea that she needs to open up an Etsy shop because she loves to do arts and crafts and stuff, but I'm not sure if.
Either way, it will be a key to money and emotional fulfillment. Either way. But if you want to tap into what you were wanting to ask about, then I can draw 3 more cards and get more of a clue.
Okay.
I just like to keep my first message pure.
I like it.
Okay, nice.
So are you gonna?
Do you have one?
So I just draw the next 3 cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you wanted to ask me, you don't have to make it public if you don't want to. But if you want to, now's the time.
Okay.
I'm thinking about a family member that was really important.
Okay. Is it male?
No.
Okay. It looks like this person is going to go through some upheaval, but it'll all turn out in the end. But it's kind of like something has to be like knocked down so that something new can be built up. I'm definitely getting that. And it's for the better, even if it looks a little daunting. In the end, it will be for the better. Then this is where you give me more.
Yeah, I was
if you
gonna
like, or I can continue.
Be more open with your question.
Okay, so it's in regards to my grandma. She was my rock. I lost her 10 years ago, and I've been having a reoccurring dream. And I'm just kind of, the situation is different each time, but the end result is the same. And so I'm just curious what that maybe means.
She's been having this dream now. She's been waking up in the middle of the night or in the morning now for a couple of nights.
Okay.
And she remembers the dream.
Basically, right. Since you're asking me about someone who's already passed, these cards are for you.
Okay.
That's just the way it is, because it's all about why you're having that dream. And she's probably wanting to tell you something about if certain expectations aren't met, that it's for the best.
Okay.
But now that I know that it's about someone who's passed on, let me get the next three here.
Okay.
Okay. Give me just a second here to.
No worries.
We did kind of start hot, so.
We did. We did.
You're not to waste your energy on any negative emotions, and you are to balance anything to do with your physical world, your money and your health, number one. And there could be big changes in that arena. It's not necessarily bad, but you have to tap into your center so that when the changes come, you can roll with them from a place of power, because you've already done some checks and balances. And at this point, if you want to ask me specifics, I can give you more here too. If you're feeling into this at all, or if you want to go another way, guide me.
I don't know. Like I'm just taking it all in. I'm like,
She was saying all that earlier, and I knew you were talking about your grandmother, and that sounded totally like you. I was like, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to see if she has something to say, which I can do that, but it doesn't always happen. It's usually when I've been doing it for a while, but let me see if I can just tap into like her energy and what the dream could be about, if it has anything to do with her at all, really, because dreams are often just about us.
Yeah.
But let me just feel in just a little bit more here. Okay, so there's the chance to build something on the physical plane, and it's going to require your creativity. You're being called to up your level of realness as far as what you put out there. Whether it's art, creativity, anything you do, you got to put more of your soul into it, and it will lead to all kinds of fulfillment. But right now, you might feel like a seeker, or you might feel kind of like, can I do this, or do I feel like a beginner, or I'm on a path, or I don't quite know what. But there is also emotional support available, whether it's friends or family. But basically, she's saying that whatever looks hard is part of what's going to create you, the next level you, and it's all absolutely necessary. And there's guidance there about, like I said, just really tend to your physical plane in any way possible.
Okay.
And there's a lot of potential for something more fulfilling than what you're doing now. But you're going to have to look outside the box. And if you have a clarifying question, again, before I draw three more, and then I'll wrap it up the thing.
Do you have a clarifying question?
I have no question.
No?
My brain has just went.
Okay, if there's one more insight that could be helpful, what would it be? I mean, I was asking the cards.
Oh. Apologies.
Okay. All right, so you're going to have to make some moves. You're going to have to, take some sort of initiative, and you can't just sit for too long, because that could create more of that imbalance that could be something that's, I mean, it's nothing major. It's just something that a few tweaks and balance will create more of a flow, you know, a few tweaks of the energy. Mm-hmm. But there's like you got another fulfillment card. So it just looks like the next breadcrumb on your trail is trying to show itself to you.
Okay.
And though it might feel like you're in the middle of some unknown, like embrace that sort of, like with curiosity and excitement will help open up the path a little bit more, and have something of yourself show itself to you. Like perhaps you're not in touch with a part of yourself that's like ready now. It's just like, please put me on board. I want to help create you. That's what I'm getting. It's all related to your physical life and your actions.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So what is it about her physical self that she would need to do in order to become more accustomed to that? Or in order to change to where she could get that end result? Like, do you have some examples?
Yeah, let's see. So being out in nature and breathing deep sounds simple, but if we just turn off some of the noise that's always there, it's not so much about what you have to do. It's more of a matter of uncovering. So if you remove a lot of extraneous have-tos whenever you can, and just like sit and breathe, sit in the sun, get a little more of just like quiet time, that will just start to reveal you. It's more a matter of uncovering something in your true nature rather than becoming someone. It's all about removing old conditioning. That's really what it's all about. So, you know, I could talk forever on how to do that because we're all different. But if you were my client, we would go through a whole coaching session on and figuring out what, and doing an archetypal workshop and all that stuff.
So you do provide that sort of service for people?
Yeah, I do the one-on-one archetypal embodiment workshop where it's like we go deep. It's sort of a depth psychology thing, except we tap into energies that are both within us and without us for the purpose of balancing us back to our truth. You know, because the way our culture is, we have to cover up our truth all the time just to survive. Everybody's there. But there's also a little bit of something going on here where everybody's truth is a little more welcomed, and it's absolutely necessary. Even if we don't feel it in our lifetime, there are major changes coming where everyone's uniqueness will actually help the collective if we live from that, rather than everybody looking around to see what everybody's doing, what everybody's wearing, what everybody's saying, what they're doing. That's late, and it doesn't serve. It's all about finding that connection within to the truth, to your authentic truth, beyond fear, beyond what Aunt Velma or whoever said you should do, but your soul, or at least the innermost part of you, you know. So
I like that. So these classes, can you do these online, or do they have to be in person?
I do them online. I hold them in person for groups, you know, so it's not always a one-on-one thing, but regarding based on your reading, it's usually, that's the situation. It's just usually online, and we do it through breath and sound and like tapping, and it seems a little out there, but what you're doing is you're moving stuck energy, because we all have stuck energy because our natural ways of being aren't easily able to flourish in this life that we have. You know, it's always a challenge. So it's all about getting in there and kind of like not being afraid to go deep and look at what might be there, you know. And that's admittedly not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but you know.
But those who want it will seek it out.
Say it again?
I say those who want it will seek it out, you know.
Oh, yeah, because that's all stored in the body. The conditioning and the stuff that needs to be removed, it's actually stored in the body, you know. It's just like even like negative stuff, like trauma and everything, but it's not all negative stuff. Sometimes it's just aspects of ourselves that have been repressed. Like, here's an example. If you had a super religious family, like Baptist crazy or whatever. Sorry, everybody. But they didn't like dancing. You were a natural dancer, and that was tamped down. That's an example of something that could be stuck in your shadow. We call that shadow gold. And that's the kind of stuff where it's like aspects of your personality want to come out and make you whole, a whole expression. You know, we're not talking about anything that's not in your highest good. Like, oh, my truth is I don't follow traffic lights. That we know that's not what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's like what serves, what actually serves, and what is real and what helps, and then what's a negative voice chattering unconsciously in the background. That's really what it boils down to.
How did you first figure all of this out? Like, I know you said you had a mentor in tarot, but did this just come naturally to you, or did you have a mentor on this path as well?
Yes and no, and many mentors. But so I had past life memories at a very early age, and you know, I was reading Carl Jung at like 10 years old, and he was something that for some reason I just was so attracted to what he was saying. I'm more interested in the neo-Jungian now because it's evolved from what he was saying, but he was really onto something, and he became a mystic, really. But it's that depth psychology. Like a lot of spiritual paths were focused on ascending the heights and transcending everything, like earth and the body is bad. Well, that is part of you know, what has created a lot of problems for us. We need to inhabit the body with the spirit and bring it all in. And you know, I work with people who don't see in those terms. It can be completely secular. The point is we have the seeds of what we are within us, and we can draw that energy in to transmute it and increase what needs to be. You know, we like to call on certain deities with people who are interested in that. Like I did an Isis and Aphrodite workshop, but it does, like I said, it doesn't have to be viewed as outside of you. It could be viewed as inside of you. Personally, it's both for me. But, you know, it's all about what moves the energy and what sort of clicks it into place. And, you know, I had just like several different teachers. I can't really name it one person. It was just like an evolution of ideas and things that I was exposed to that yet I knew intuitively, and then other people were doing it. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm not crazy.
Yeah. When you saw other people were also into the same things, it kind of validated it for you as well.
Yeah, of course, naturally, because we're all humans. Sure. You know, I'm definitely used to going on my own path, but at the same time, realizing that it could actually be helpful to other people, not just myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was very helpful for that. So, and it's all really beyond words. It's so experiential. Like I could tell you about how making sounds and breathing into a certain area where you have a feeling moves that energy, and then bringing the new energy in. It sounds very esoteric because it is, and it has to be experienced. You know, it's beyond meditation. You know.
So then, does each day your energies fluctuate? Like, is there a certain point in the day when your energies reset?
You mean me personally or everyone?
Just everyone in general. Like what, for instance, like what would the normal person need to do or should do when they wake up in the morning and then go to bed at night in order to keep their energies in check? Because I know energies are going to be flying all over the place, but there's got to be a time, at least for me, I would think, when I would go to bed, my energies would, you know, realign, and in the morning I could wake up and hit it again.
Right. Well, first of all, we are all so very different, and I have a lot of respect for that. So there aren't always things that do work for everyone. And then lifestyle comes into play. Like you can't say, hey, wake up and write down your dreams every day if you have to be at work at 6 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
But it is a very good thing to, when you first wake up, just what do I have to be thankful for? That alone can make a big shift. It's just like, what do I have gratitude for? You know, and I'm not one who tries to say, oh, it's easy, just do this. It's always a path. It's always an unfolding. But tapping into gratitude, and then, you know, if it's like everyone's so different, once I got to know someone, I would say journaling would benefit you, you know, just writing down your thoughts, and then journaling in what kind of way. For one person, I'd say just write it all out and throw it away because it's like a brain dump.
Yeah.
For another person, I might say, write down what you experienced, you know, when you were meditating or one of the spiritual practices. But it's generally recommended that in the morning and at night, like you said, are good times to tune into that. But energy fluctuations, they fluctuate with the person, and then they fluctuate with how much trauma and baggage is a person carrying around. How much are they keeping secret from themselves? I mean, it gets really deep, and I don't sugarcoat when we get to that point. It's very interesting. But yes, that's what it's all about, is energy. And they're just like no diet works the same for everybody. Mm-hmm. It's all about, what can I do to tap into my intuition, my real intuition, my inner bell, not the bell of fear or the bell of shoulds.
Yeah.
But that's my advice, is how do I tap into that? And it's, like I said, it's a path for everybody different. I can't tell everybody to do something that worked for one person, but the gratitude works for everybody pretty much as far as shifting. And it's just something that has to be experienced, like making the intention to shift your energy. But as far as actual physical energy throughout the day, I mean, I get tired too, and certain things pick me up sometimes, and sometimes I just have to lay down.
Yeah.
And I think that's all about following the truth.
What would you tell our girl here, Andrea, then, after reading her energies? What would you tell her that she would need to do in the morning in order to cleanse her energies and get them going?
I would say, if you have time, write down, like automatic writing. You write and ask your grandmother a question. What is the message of this dream? And then just start writing. If you say, I don't know what to write, this is stupid, but keep going, something comes up invariably. So it's all about asking your inner self. And because sometimes a dream character is just a symbol of your inner self. And sometimes that person's energy is there because they're trying to guide and show you something. And the only way you'd really know the difference is if, you'll feel goosebumps and tears if she's there. Like sometimes when I'm doing readings, I'll feel that. And I didn't exactly feel that. I felt it more like it's a part of you. Like it's a part of you that, a wiser part of you, or a part of you that's trying to talk to you, so just doing that writing, just start writing, and there's an exercise called 3 pages. And, it's a discipline. I don't always do it, but I like to. And this, The Artist's Way was the name of the book. Julia Cameron was the author. And it's all about increasing your creativity and your ability to put yourself in there. And she recommends that 3 pages every morning. Just start writing.
Yep.
And it does act as a brain dump. And then if you add it to the dreams, you'll get messages, and you can use it to speak to other parts of yourself, which we're so multifaceted, and this is just the everyday consciousness. So yeah, that's why I'd say start writing.
Yeah. That's funny that you mentioned that book, because I have that book and I know about the 3 pages. And sometimes it's not always easy to do that, especially when you have a family and a job and everything else. But so, Nicki, you mentioned earlier Carl Jung. My mom is a huge Jung fan. One of my favorite subjects, as these guys know, is like UFOs and aliens and ETs and stuff like that. And I know that Carl Jung was very much into that topic as well. What are your thoughts on that topic?
Well, I wonder if these ETs and aliens, if they're actually physically from outer space, or if they're simply multidimensional beings. I
go with the latter.
Because, we all know how long it takes to get somewhere. And if they're unless their laws of physics are completely different, the chance of them coming here from a real another planet in a spaceship are kind of low, but I don't think impossible.
That's exactly what I've been saying.
I just don't.
That's Dustin's big.
But I really think
big hang up.
Multidimensional.
Yep.
Yeah, I subscribe to the multidimensional theory as well. How deep have you gotten into that subject? Like, have you read any of the big authors, like the John Max, the David Jacobs, those guys?
I've only been adjacent to all that, but I've dealt with people who, when I was doing past life readings for them, it came up that they were not from here,
Yeah.
And like they're here for some other reason. And usually it's for their own learning or to help, to impart some sort of knowledge, but they're usually not conscious of it because that's just the way it is, or else it wouldn't work. It's not like, oh, I'm here from the planet Doohickey Face to do this. It's more about we're just unfolding together.
Right. So who's not from here? Is it the energies that you're reading that aren't from here? I didn't understand that part.
Basically, yes. But, I mean, they had another past life that was not from here, that was more where they had spent more time at. And they kind of knew that intuitively as well.
So it
wasn't like I sprung it on them.
They could have been aliens and then reincarnated here. I don't know. Who's to say that we won't reincarnate as aliens?
That's a good point. Yeah.
If we can be a bird, why couldn't we be
an alien on Gazorpazorp?
That's right.
I have a question for you. Dave, we talked about dreaming and things. Dave likes to always bring up sleep paralysis and shadow people in sleep paralysis. Are you familiar with that term?
Only vaguely. I don't know much. I've heard of sleep paralysis, but I've never heard of shadow people.
Where people see other beings in sleep paralysis. They'll have people who, for instance, see a shadow being in a top hat, like a derby hat. Several people across the globe have seen that. I wondered, as someone in your profession, how you could interpret that for us.
Well, there's probably a lot of different ways. And I think things like that can come up when we're in any sort of twilight, like a liminal space.
And I was.
Whether it's
when that, I had that experience, and I was at a very dark point in my life when I had it.
Yeah, it's probably, either, not to get out there, but yes, absolutely get out there because there's nothing else to do. There are certain guides and guardians that can point the way, and sometimes they are manifestations of things we haven't looked at of our own shadow. These are just ideas. I would have to know more about the situation, but lots of times when you're seeing shadow beings like that, it's just like an unclaimed part of oneself or a part of oneself that needs to be listened to. What's your message? And even if they're not pretty, it's like you want to, if it's like a dragon, you want to hug the dragon. You want to be like, what's your message? I love you. I know, let's just say you had like an inner part of yourself. You want to be like, I know you were trying to protect me, or you're part of my adaptation, and I thank you, but now stay in your lane. This is your new job. Protect me here, but not here because I'm in control. Thank you so much. I love you. Because it's like when you think of martial arts, the concept of yielding, like when you resist, it's more like the enemy's stronger. But if you kind of yield, it's like, okay, what do you have to say? And it kind of helps that energy move one way or the other. But when we're like, oh my God, get away, you're bad. It might not be, And even if it is on the surface, there's still inevitably going to be something more to it where it's like where we can reclaim a part of ourselves just in the name of wholeness, really, just becoming more whole. But as to why it would show up in a derby hat for more than one person, that's intriguing, and I don't have an answer.
that always intrigued me as well, that more than one person claims to have seen the man in the derby.
Yeah, they call him the Hat Man.
Yeah.
He wears a fedora. And I did not see the Hat Man when I had my sleep paralysis experience. I just saw a shadow being, and it just looked like a blacker than black, silhouette of a person. And my wife was asleep next to me in bed. I woke up, and the only way I can describe it was I was jolted awake, and I immediately felt like a very evil presence. And the door to our bedroom was cracked just a little bit, so I could see some ambient light from the hallway. And I start to see this figure, this shadow person, comes walking down my hallway and walks in through my door, goes to the foot of my bed, touches my feet, like I could physically feel the sensation of being touched. And then it walked to the head of my bed and lowered its head above mine to where it was just a few inches away from my eyes. And the only way I can describe it was it felt like it was like sucking the energy out of me, or like it was like feeding on my fear. And that's, I mean, people have been having these experiences for thousands of years. Every culture across the world has a name, for these types of experiences. And I will say this, because when that experience happened to me at that particular time in my life, I identified as an atheist. And it was literally the most terrifying thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. But it still ended up being a good thing, because it kind of reopened my eyes to the whole, non-physical reality of things. And so it kind of opened my spirituality back up. And so, as terrifying of an experience as it was, I'm still glad that I had it.
That's amazing. See, I believe that a relationship to the unseen is a very important part of wholeness, healing, moving on, everything.
Yeah.
So, but Matt, let me ask you a question. Do you feel as though that being, did it feel like it could have been a part of you, or did it feel more like a disembodied spirit, or
it felt
something
it felt like pure evil to me. And if you talk to most people that have these experiences, they'll tell you the same thing. But also, because I have only had the one experience, at least that I can consciously recall, but a lot of people will have them, and they are recurring. And supposedly, as you have more and more of these types of experiences, you can train yourself to and use it as like a vehicle for astral projection. So, so when I've spoken with people that have had these experiences, that have learned to, to modify them, they're not as terrifying for people that have had these experiences many, many times and have learned to kind of harness the energy. But for me, it was just pure terror from my point of view.
For me, it happens all the time.
Yeah, you have sleep paralysis often.
Yeah, I just go back to sleep.
Do you see things though?
I've never seen anything.
Yeah.
It did freak me out the first couple of times.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on, and after a while, I figured it out. And I was like, "Oh, here we go with this bullshit again."
So I've had sleep paralysis as well, but I've been able to get out of my sleep paralysis. Once I realized that it was what it was, I could stop it, pause the dream, rewind the dream.
Oh, that's wild.
All that.
See, I can't just get up from it. Like, I've never just snapped out of it. Like, I just have to go back to sleep.
Yeah. I would be like Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. Just be like, time out.
That would be cool, yeah.
That would be cool.
I just think it's interesting that y'all had the similar experiences, and I've never really heard of it in that sense. I mean, I've definitely had the sense of evil, and I later found out there was like murders in that house, and I was picking up on it psychically.
Oh, man.
I've had beings that weren't dark, but like there was like this being that's like made of like a peach colored light, and then there was like a blue one that I saw before, and they felt neutral or good, but the only time I felt an evil presence, I never saw anything except, it was sort of not like pure evil, but sort of evil. There was like a lady, I saw a ghost in a hotel in New Orleans.
Oh, wow.
We should take Nikki to one of those political rallies and then see if she feels pure evil here.
No, she says
no. Tell us who we're going to vote for now.
Well, I'm a very sensitive soul, and I definitely sense things. I'm just saying they don't show up as like a shadow being like that per se. And so I'm really interested, since you had similar experiences, now I want to
so Nikki,
find out.
Let me recommend a movie to you about the whole sleep paralysis shadow people thing. The name of the movie is The Nightmare. And so to piggyback on my story, when that happened to me, I didn't tell anybody about it, and I repressed it in my own memory for like a year. And then I was clicking around on Netflix one day, and I found that documentary. And it was only after I watched that documentary that I realized, holy shit, I'm not the only person that this has happened to. This happens to people all over the world, and it's been happening, for hundreds, thousands of years.
It's funny, Dave brought that story here, and I was like, I've got one too. And then just recently, Dustin was like, I've got one too. And it's just more and more but we've got them.
Mine's a lot lamer than yours than you guys' is.
We still have them though, you know.
I just laid there and and it's happened so many times now it don't even freak me out anymore. It's just like, oh, god damn it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Is it still continuing for all of you?
I have only had the one experience that I can recall.
I had them continually every night until I got vaccinated for COVID. And once I got vaccinated, I stopped having dreams.
Yeah.
Like I've not had.
And I started having dreams.
I've not had a very vivid dream that I can remember. Before that, oh man, I could, like I said, I could pause them, I could stop them, I could rewind them. I'd wake up in the morning and I'd have vivid dream recollection.
Yeah.
And then when I got vaccinated, it just all went away.
It's so weird, man.
I don't know why.
I guess you need to download the 5G in your brain or something.
That's probably it. Yeah.
You didn't get your booster.
No, that's what it is. I got to get my booster.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, you gotta straighten that out, man.
So the government can give you those dreams back.
Oh, man, I need them back. I miss them, though, because I would wake up and I'd be like, oh, I had this dream and this dream. And Andrea would look at me like, are you crazy? And I'd be like, oh, no, I did this, and this.
Well, you know, supposedly when you stop smoking weed, you get crazy intense dreams.
That's what I hear.
I'm not willing
When you stop?
Yeah, when you stop smoking weed. Yeah.
I'm not willing to
like
try
any
that.
kind of
Me
drug
neither.
withdrawal, though, I would think would do that. You know, it would mess with your serotonin levels.
Nicotine,
I would think that'd be a bad one as well.
I stopped smoking for a little while, and nicotine pouches gave me vivid, colorful dreams.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder if that happens to like older folks. You know, I'm talking who grew up with black and white TVs. Do they dream in color as well?
Sure, because they saw things in color.
Just makes me wonder.
Yeah.
It's just a thought for the night. Ponder it.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I definitely dream in color. I've heard people say people don't dream in color. I always do.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you guys a question because I'm a music teacher at a school, and this was new information to me. So most people never hear music in their dreams. Can you guys think of any dreams that you've had where you have heard music in the dream?
All the time.
Scott is shaking his head yes.
Yes, yeah, I've been at concerts
Dustin
and stuff.
is shaking his head yes. Andrea?
Especially if there's like a Bon Jovi song I'm hooked on. Because I get into a loop of music sometimes. Like right now it's Love Bomb by Tiger Tails that I'm just all the time humming to myself.
Yeah.
All the time I'll wake up singing a song or something like that. Or I'll write a song. Like
I can read
I'll realize
in my dreams as well.
I can too. I've read that you can't read in your dreams, but I've done that too. I know there's been times where I'll have a song stuck in my head that I dreamed up.
Yeah.
And then be doing as much work and looking as I can to try to find that song, only to figure out it doesn't exist.
That's awesome.
But I made it up. So
No, you made it up.
That's why I wish I could play guitar like you, Dave, because then like you would just be able to pick up the guitar and record that thing real quick.
Yeah, but I can't sing, so we're fucked. We're both fucked.
Nikki,
So every morning I wake up with a dream song. And I tell my husband, so today my dream song was, it's like, it'll be something I haven't heard forever, like The Doors, 5 to 1 or something.
Love that song.
It's like,
Nice.
and every morning. And, you know, speaking of reading in your dreams, when I start to read, I'll read a little bit and then the letters will just start falling and I'll have to stop.
This is during your dream?
During the dream, I'm like trying to read. Sometimes it's like an important document too. And it's like in my mind, I know that I have to hurry up and read it all. And it just starts to like the letters just start raining down the page.
Start melting.
Wow.
Can you touch or feel or smell anything in your dreams?
I don't recall actually ever smelling anything. But there are plenty of dreams where I'm trying to move something or touch something and I can't, but then other times I can. It's like I'm pushing through a door or a wall or something. Then sometimes I'm pushing up against it. It's never really too clear, like an everyday type of thing. But I've pushed through a turnstile to be on a conveyor belt once, and it was very scary. Like there was this lady who was going to like zap me with an electric wand, and that's all pretty crazy. I don't even know. That was just like a nightmare that was scarier than it sounds.
I've had those dreams before where I just remember how to fly. It's like I've always known.
Oh yeah, I like those.
You know, like I forgot.
I have those
I
dreams.
can do this.
We've talked about this, Scott. I have flying dreams a lot, and for me, the interesting thing is like in my dream, I will have forgotten that I could fly, and then I'm in my dream and I realize, oh wait a minute, I can fly.
It's like Peter Pan syndrome almost.
But when I start flying, it's not like I'm flying like a bird. It's like I'm swimming through the air.
Exactly. I was about to say that. I remember. Oh yeah, I just start swimming in the air and then float up.
Yeah,
that's funny.
That makes two of us then.
Wow. I always jump. That's always my thing. Is I'll be jumping, and I'll be like, "Whoa, I can jump high. Let me see how much higher I can get." And then the higher I get, the longer I can stay up there.
I don't have to do any of that. I just Superman it. I just will myself up and go.
So lucky, man.
Super Scott.
Oh.
It takes me a while to fly from
I'm
place
super
to place.
cool in my dreams, not so much in real life.
One time I like grabbed my brother and I said, "Watch this," and I held on to him and we jumped up. And so I've done that too. And then the other time I was like flying in the house and I kept hitting myself on the ceiling. But those are fun dreams. And
yes, they are. They're my favorite.
Yes, I love those dreams.
Have you ever had any out-of-body experiences, Nikki?
Yeah, I have had plenty of astral projection situations.
Yeah.
And
is that something that you have learned to harness, or is it more just kind of like a happy accident type thing?
a little bit of both, because I haven't had a whole lot of training in that because I haven't really needed to pursue that really.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
And we
no,
lost her.
wait, she might still be there, I hope.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Here.
Such an
yes. Oh, there she's back. Okay.
I was like really deep in thought there for a minute.
Still deep in thought.
She's still deep in thought.
You're frozen.
Yeah.
Well, you're frozen on our screen, Nikki, but we can still hear
get you. Yeah.
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Still hear me?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I can still hear you. Yeah, you're good. Oh, there
she's back.
Okay, we're good now.
So this leads back to the concept of lucid dreams as well, which I had one of those by a happy accident where I sort of traveled. Well, anyway, I came back down to like this really ornate bed, and I knew I'd been dreaming, and then the bed turned into my real bed. And then there was just several times it could be boring trying to talk about them where I contacted a friend or my husband before we were together, and we just kind of like flew. I went and got him off a balcony, and we just kind of flew through the air, and you know, stuff like that.
Those are my favorite.
Those are
recurring
fun.
dreams that I have. Yeah,
those are fun dreams right there. So, Nikki, how can people get a hold of you if they want to get a hold of you?
Okay, well, my website is tarotwithtatiara.com, and then I'm on my Linktree. Tarot with Tatiara has everything. If you want to find out really what I'm on about, like blog, newsletter, other podcasts, and things like that, but you can schedule your online tarot or past life reading. I do I Ching readings by email only, and that's...
Tell us how to spell Tatiara. How did you even say that word? Yeah, can you spell that for us, for our listeners?
It's tarot with Tatiara.
Got it. Okay, cool. Awesome. I can't wait to check out your website, Nikki. Thank you so much for coming and hanging with us tonight.
Thanks for hanging with us.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Thank y'all so much. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
And thanks for giving us a read.
Yeah, thanks for the free read.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, I hope it helped you in some way, Andrea, and that you could maybe put that to use when you're writing. But
we'll give it
have
a
fun
whirl.
doing your homework and write your journal.
I love it.
You said a lot of stuff, though, and I was like, oh, on the nosy.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. So we can take a quick break, boys?
Yes, let's take a quick break. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too, sister. Great to meet you.
You too. Thanks.
We'll be right back on the old 77.
Hey guys, this is Dustin with the old 77, and here is a valuable tip to help you live the good life.
Did you know that the average American spends $170 a year on laundry? That's enough for a front row ticket to a pretty decent rock concert. If your apartment building has one of those coin-operated washer and dryers, here's a tip that can save you money. First off, find the model number for the machine in your building. This is usually located under the lid or behind the machine on the back of the control panel. Next, head on over to eBay and order a replacement key for this particular model. These keys usually cost around $15. Now, your laundry is 100% free for life. I'm Dustin Burcham, and this has been a helpful tip to help you live the good life.
For shit on my nizzle.
Funky.
Welcome back to the old 77. It is a safe place.
In an unsafe world.
Swirled.
There we go. Yeah. So unsafe.
Yeah, man. So
we just had the psychic reading.
That was a fun segment, guys.
That
was a very fun segment.
Andrea, how do you feel about that? You texted me something during it. Do you want to share that?
Sure. So before she came on, I started to feel really weird, and then the next thing I knew, I looked over and she was there, and I felt lightheaded the whole time. Wow.
You were like, hey.
I know. I probably look like I'm completely stoned the entire time.
No, she's not.
That's me.
That's.
No. I really feel like it was an outer body experience because you two were both picking up on things that I'm just like, I'm oblivious. I'm almost like that person that when you say don't look at the color red, you see everything red.
Yeah, sure. I think most people are that way to a certain extent. So did you feel like? So me and the whole time, early on in the reading when she was talking about
immediately she picked up on art and creativity, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And she started saying finances, and I'm like, man.
Right? The finances.
I deal with that on a daily basis, but it's other people's money, not mine.
Yeah. So my thought when she first started talking about the finances thing was, honestly, my thought was, well, she's way off because I thought that you wanted to get something, some kind of a message from your grandma. So at first I thought, well, she's way off, Yeah. But now it makes sense.
But then when she said that, if this person is passed, then all the cards are about you. And I was like, ooh, well then that last one made sense.
And your art and creativity is going to be needed highly when that new studio is getting ready for us to move into.
Maybe that's what this was all about.
That is his baby.
That's my jam.
That's his baby. I just provide the painting.
I got to shut the power off and pull some wires out first.
Yeah.
So.
Have you done anything new in the
No, not yet. Yeah. Not yet.
So for the folks that are listening that have no idea what we're talking about, we are soon going to move into a permanent full-time old 77 studio. Which will be, it's an undisclosed location.
Yes.
It's kind of like, Congress, whenever people riot.
Deep underground.
They go to
deep.
Undisclosed
so
locations.
Deep.
But,
and then I get my craft room back.
Yeah, she gets this studio back.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Which it still is craftsy as fuck, I will just say. Because first of all, we have a lot of paintings right there.
There's a lot.
So,
can you really see those on camera, though?
No, that's true.
You did that.
You were supposed to say that part out loud.
You did that
Dustin.
on purpose.
There
you go.
Look at those, man. Those are beautiful.
So, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Have any of your kids...
Oh, sorry.
Have you passed on the the love of art to Katie or Jonah?
I think both of our kids like art. They
both
like
love it on their
making
terms,
Like
which
to-
is like
like
5
to-
seconds, and then
Jonah
they're
wants
done.
to learn how to make videos and stuff too.
Like be like a YouTuber.
Oh, he would love to be an influencer.
Yeah, that's like fucking 80% of kids these days want to be influencers.
Everybody wants to be an influencer now.
See, when I was a kid, we all drew our own comic books. That's the YouTube is that.
See,
for this generation.
I did that for Jonah when he was young. I would take him pages and then I would like draw out panels. Here you go, son, and it'd be like 30 pages of different panels, and he would draw comic books and stuff.
Nice. And love every second of
and then
it.
I taught him to go back and then ink it in and then go back and do this. And he never did any of that, but he still loved to do it.
Yeah. Jack and Clay have really gotten into drawing lately, and I love it. I love to see him be creative as opposed to fucking watching YouTube videos.
I had a friend growing up. His mom wouldn't buy him and his sisters she wouldn't buy them coloring books or anything. You would draw it and then you would color it in. You know, that's just how it was.
Yeah.
And so they'd get crayons and stuff, but then they'd have to draw it and do it all. And, like, as a kid, it sucked, but now as an adult, I'm totally for it, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, I totally get it.
I hope that my kids pick up on the love of music thing, you know. But as soon as you like try to push it on them,
you
I was gonna say, don't have the expectation, because then you won't be let down.
Right.
I feel sorry for those dads who are like, "Oh, I love the Chiefs. My kids are gonna love the Chiefs in sports."
That's so funny you say that.
And then they get me.
My coworker, they're like diehard Packer fans, and her
Yeah.
little boy played flag football, and they were the Kansas City Chiefs, and he hated having any of the Kansas City stuff on, and I'm like, he's 6 years old. He shouldn't care.
Yeah.
He
But
should
he-
not
but he
care.
did,
But he
right,
did
he
care.
did.
Here's the funny thing about me, Scott, was like when I was a kid, I was the same as you as far as like I didn't give a shit about any sports. Well, that's not true because I was a Michael Jordan fan.
Well, I
But,
mean,
like,
I played Little League, but only because, like, I signed up for it, and then my mom wouldn't let me sign. Like, nope, you ain't backing out. And I was like, oh, shit.
But like I didn't really become like a diehard Cardinals fan until like I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never did. And I even became, like, I even kind of got in on the broadcast side of it, too, because the station I was at in Illinois was the nighttime flagship for the Cardinals for years. John Mozeliak came to us.
Yeah.
My boss turned him away because he thought it was the Springfield, Illinois Cardinals. He's like, "Oh, we don't need no minor league team." And my program director was coming out of John at the time, and he was like, "Was that who was that? Was that John Mozeliak?" And my boss was like, "Oh, I don't know who that guy was.
Hey, I have
some dude who wants us to air Springfield Cardinals." And he was like, "That's not you. You go get him back right now."
I have a funny I have a funny John Mozeliak story, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so my dad used to be in radio and he was a TV guy for a while. John Rooney, who is the play-by-play guy for the Cardinals, him and my dad are buddies.
Daddy.
I know, right? I've literally never called my dad daddy ever.
Someone's got daddy issues.
So my dad knows John.
Yeah.
And so like when he goes to games, he goes up in the booth sometimes.
Yeah.
And so
John's an all right dude.
So here's my dad's John Mozeliak story. Mentioned it to Mo in Milwaukee Wednesday, and he shot. Oh wait, no. So my dad was predicting that they were going to retire Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina.
Oh, this is a recent
numbers.
story.
Yeah, this is just from the other day.
Oh, okay, all right.
So my dad ran into Mo like in the pisser, and so
in the pisser.
So he mentioned it to Mo that he might retire. Or, that he thinks that they were going to retire his number. He says, I mentioned it to Mo in Milwaukee Wednesday, and he shot me a sly grin, but said, how the hell did you get in the press box bathroom? I smiled back and said, I heard this is where all the pricks hang out.
That's totally true.
I thought that was funny. My other funny dad story is we were at Game 4 of the World Series when the Red Sox broke the curse.
Yeah.
That was at Busch Stadium, the old Busch Stadium. And, of course, they hadn't won the World Series in like 86 years. And so after the game, all these, Bostonians are all celebrating. And this dude comes walking by with like a newborn baby in his arms. My dad,
At the game?
At the game.
Jesus.
And, well, not like,
That's hardcore,
a very
man.
young
Yeah,
baby. Like
all right,
the
all
baby
right.
looked like
This
it
is
was
the Messiah of
maybe a month.
That's what I'm getting at.
Baby was maybe a month old. My dad looked at the guy and said, she'll be 90 before they win another one.
Oh, God.
Fuck, man.
This is the sacrificial lamb we brought to break the curse.
Yeah. But now that the Cardinals are out, I'm not going to pay attention to sports until.
Do you care less?
Yeah.
So do you sport during any other season or just baseball?
I mean, like I root for the team that I work with at our place of work because I've been working with them for like
well, I mean,
six
if you work with
seasons
it,
now, so
you
of course,
work
like
with a team.
I root for them and like I root for the Mizzou because I'm from Missouri, but like no, I don't get too
that's
deep
funny.
into football or
do
like.
Do you root for the Illini? I mean, I don't.
I mean, I say I root for them, but like, in honesty, I don't give a fuck. Like.
To be fair, though, I do hear all our teams at school or at work,
at the place
at the schools, they play a lot of Western Illinois. I mean, they play all the time, and I'm always like, "Go Leathernecks!"
Yeah.
I think I went to maybe 1 or 2 games when I was in college.
Yeah, you're a Western grad.
Yeah. So Jeff City, when in the '90s, Jeff City's the high school, the Jays, their football team was like one of the best in the whole
A couple of those dudes, didn't they make it pro?
Yeah, Justin Gage is one of them that I went to high school with.
I've heard that
he
name.
He played for the Bears and he played for the Titans. He also played basketball too. Justin Smith, who was a Pro Bowler, played for the Bengals. I went to school with him too.
Yeah.
So we had. There's two that I can think of.
Did you ever hang with those dudes?
Justin Smith was a douchebag the little bit that I was around him. Justin Gage was cool, man. Like, I had ceramics with him, and him and me were like the two class clowns. We were always clowning. Like, Gage was awesome. Anybody that went to school with him will tell you he's awesome.
I think the closest to famous from our hometown is Matt Hughes.
Not now.
Not now.
We've got Reed Detmers.
Oh, I forgot about that dude.
He plays for the Angels.
Yeah. I forgot about that dude.
He's like having a killer year.
He's doing really well, yeah.
What's his name?
Reed Detmers.
Reed Detmers. He plays for the Los Angeles Angels. I forgot about that Detmers kid, yeah.
Yeah, his dad and his mom went to high school.
I went to school with his mom.
Okay, here he is, yeah.
Rachel?
Erica.
Erica.
I'm going to pull up his stats, see how good he is, actually.
So what is it about baseball I'm missing? Because I like football because when the game's over, the game's over. We're not going to watch the same game.
I hate the pace.
8, 9 more
of baseball,
times.
You mean?
Oh God, I hate.
Yeah,
the
no,
pace
I totally
of baseball.
I totally understand why people don't like baseball. Like, it can be boring sometimes, especially when you got a pitcher that takes forever between pitches. Like, I totally get that. I guess for me, I like it because it's more of like a chess game. Like, there's a lot of things going on that most people don't even notice. Like, it's like the game within the game. I don't know. That all that stuff to me is very interesting.
I'm missing out, I guess, because I
just like to watch the people.
Yeah.
And what's the deal with a lot of the older guys? I mean, thank God they do it because we wouldn't have a job. But why do they prefer the radio over watching it on TV? Like a lot of the older dudes, and I'm talking older guys.
Yeah, well, that's probably just because that was
because that's how they watch Ty Cobb.
Right,
but you're probably onto something there.
I
and
will
they dream
say this,
in black
man.
and white.
Like, I do like when I'm talking about the Cardinals. Like, I like the radio people better than I like the TV people.
I don't like the TV people.
Yeah.
I will give you that. But that could just be where I work.
But
too.
as you know from where we work. TV is usually like about 15 seconds behind the radio, so you really can't sync the two of them. Like, the ideal situation for me would be to watch the game with the radio feed in my ears, but you can't do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is on. What causes that?
That's
delay?
because of Janet Jackson's nipple.
Satellites, though, right?
Yes and no.
Oh, and the broadcast delay.
A lot of them, since Janet Jackson did the whole halftime nipple gate.
Her and Justin.
So when
so the answer to a titty on TV was delay radio.
They
more?
delayed radio because of it.
Right.
You laugh, but that's exactly what the FCC did.
Wow, that's retarded.
That's your government at work right there, my friends. I went through so much FCC training and bullshit required classes. I mean, there was nothing really that we had to do, but my boss recommended.
Yeah.
You know, and it was all because there was a nipple out. I'm in audio. What the hell?
I know, right?
I'm in audio. But yeah, my boss at the time, he had to completely redo the entire audio chain. We installed delays. Now where we work, if we do any kind of call-in show, we have an 8-second delay on all of it. You got nothing coming through?
Yeah. Technical
difficulties on the old 77. No, all good here, man.
I got everything turned up.
My music play?
I cannot.
Well, there you go.
Damn it, Dustin.
Something's wrong.
We've cut you off, brother.
That's okay.
You're out of here.
Come in. Dustin's shitty computer.
So other than all of that, I heard it earlier, but other than all of that, how would you say overall your reading went?
I'm going to have to watch it back. Because I seriously had an outer body.
Like, you don't even,
experience. I'm. Bleh.
See, I was feeling that you weren't into it and that you were being nice because she was my guest. Like, I didn't have any clue to that. Like,
no.
That's what I felt like at first, but then I could tell as it progressed. I could tell that you were.
I was definitely getting a something's up vibe.
That's why I was looking at you like.
I don't know. Plus, then I remembered the cameras were on me, and I clammed up. So
she needed to be able to see you. So
that.
So I definitely because I feel like I'm pretty good at reading.
Seeing
people.
stuff. What are you seeing now? What'd you see?
That's fine.
No? Okay. All right.
Be careful because those lights trick me all the time.
Oh yeah. The lights will get you.
I always think somebody's walking in here.
I thought it was Sophia running by.
But also in this place, you can see stuff. You see stuff.
It got me 3 or 4 times during the interview where I thought somebody was walking in and it was the lights. I keep expecting Biscuit to walk in.
Yeah, you never know, man. Biscuit, I guess, has a sick kid, man. So
he got 2 sick kids. From the way it sounded.
Yeah.
One puking and one something else. I think running a fever.
We miss you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Well, I tell you, man, it's the responsibility, right?
Did we ever confirm what he had to take off during after hours for?
Not that I know of.
No, we never did.
I never pressed him on the issue. But I'll ask him.
You know what?
Yeah.
Good for him. That's all I'm saying.
As long as everybody's okay, that's all I care about.
Safe to assume he was just getting some.
That's the hope, yeah.
Screw you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the last time he took off like that, I think he did get a tit pick or something and promise of some backdoor action. And he was like, I love you, but I got to go.
Gotta go, bro.
I was like, oh, okay, man. All right. Good for you, brother.
I respect the shit out of that.
We have found his kryptonite.
Absolutely. It's his wife.
Shocker. Who knew?
Right, he married her.
Good for him. Good for him, man. Good for him that it's his wife. Good thing it's not like, the chick at the gym or something.
Not this time.
If everybody's good with it, good for him then.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm jealous. Like, I want to be the next person that gets a psychic reading because you've gotten one. You've gotten one. Oh, poor Dave over here.
You should have jumped in.
I thought about that, but then I was like, no, I want to respect her time, and it was very nice of her to give us one, and so I decided against it. I did have that thought, but I was like,
You could have totally stole the thunder.
I thought about having her read this show too.
Yeah,
like the future of the show, and see how that would go.
What if she was
You're
like,
gonna go?
What if she was like, you guys are fucked. Pull the plug now.
So
you're gonna go on a very boring radio station where you'll be the only good thing, and then they're going to want more out of you than you're willing to give.
I still got to talk about that.
Yeah. Hey, we should thank our Patreon subscribers, right?
We should.
Haven't done that yet today.
Dude? Why not? Why don't you play us a little...
Yeah, a little something.
Why don't you play us a little dirge, matey?
So, speak of the devil.
I started cutting out there. I didn't know what that was all about.
Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Let's thank our good buddy Biscuit Strength.
Oh, what up, Biscuit?
The homie Dub IZ.
What's up, Dub? The fam over at Chess Team Records.
Our good friends at In the Groove Records, Jamie Rector.
What's up, Jamie and Ben?
Ben Connolly, friend of the show as well. The Jefferson City Paranormal Society.
Yes.
And our good friend JT at the Paranormal Son.
Auckland, New Zealand. Look at you, man. You don't even need me.
I almost didn't remember JT, but I got it. Shouldn't have said that out loud.
You probably shouldn't have. Yeah, I'm just
I wouldn't have told it.
I'm proud of myself.
Not saying a word.
I don't
the
care.
Old 77.
Yeah, Dave, shut the fuck up on the old 77. All right, folks, we'll be back after this.
Big thanks to Andrea for hanging out.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
We love you. We love you, girl.
Well, now I feel bad though because I, should have not been the guinea pig and let Dave be the guinea pig.
Oh no, don't worry about it. It's all love.
Too late now.
I'll get a reading.
Maybe we can get another psychic on. I know someone with raccoon jaws.
What's Miss Cleo doing these days?
Just saying.
She's dead.
Is she?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Bet she didn't see that coming. On the old 77. Or me.
And now the Old 77 Radio Theater presents Tony Simplitano, the world's dumbest mafioso. Today, Tony and his bodyguard Vinny have been tasked with getting dinner for the boss. We join the two on the way to the grocery store.
Hey, yo, Vinny, this is a pretty important mission here that the boss got us doing today. You know, a man's gotta eat, right? Oh, hey, check out that billboard. Hey, I think that's where we want to go. Lester's Adult Superstore. Yeah, that's the place. Vinny, come on now. It's an adult superstore, It's like a supermarket, but for adults. There's not a lot of kids running around, It's convenient. Go on in.
Tony and Vinny park and enter the store.
Yo, Vinny, will you get a load of this place? We must be in like Dutchtown or something here, because, look at all these sausages.
Bless us, Rude.
All right, let's take a look at the shopping list here. See, you want spaghetti for dinner. Yeah, we can make that happen. Let's see, what do we got around here? Here we go. The limp noodle. You see, I get it. It's pasta, but it's already cooked, You don't gotta boil it and mess with all the water and such. Let's see, what else we got going on here? We got some man sauce. Oh, I get it. You know what it is? It's spaghetti sauce, but you know it's for men. You know, women can't handle it. It's too spicy. Hey, look, Vinny, they even got videotapes. Let's see what we got here. Taste my big meatball. Ah, it's a cooking tape. You know, shows you how to make meatballs, the big kind. I've had the boss's wife's spaghetti before, and you know, those meatballs can get pretty small, you know. She might learn a thing or two about cooking. You're gonna be grateful. Well, Vinny, I'd say this is mission accomplished here. Let's go head out to the checkout line.
Welcome.
Oh boy, Vinny, we really outdid ourselves this time.
Insert cash or select.
These must be some really high-end products and stuff, you know, like gourmet. Boy, I tell you, I sure can't wait to see the look on the boss's face when he opens his bag.
Tony and Vinny return to the boss's office.
Hey, boss, get a load of this. I bet you can't wait to get some of this in your stomach. Yo, Vinny, look here. What did I tell you? He's beside himself. He's so happy. Hey, boss, anytime you need something, you come to me, all right? Boss, don't worry. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this home to your wife. She'll know what to do with it. Wow, Vinny, I tell you, the boss sure was happy. I bet he makes us like one of them captains or something. You know what we ought to do? We ought to go back to that store and get him some dessert as a surprise. I think I saw like a bananas in the Cool Whip in there.
Welcome back to the old 77. Whoa, Dave.
What?
There we go. Give it to begin.
It's a safe place.
In an unsafe world. Wow, where'd the music go, man?
I potted it down.
Pulling it down with the old 77.
Here, you want
right on, man. Yeah, I was digging it. I was like, man,
this one is pretty chill.
Yeah.
Where'd that track go?
I like it.
It has very good cool down vibes.
You like the I like the guitar, the smooth guitar, man.
Right.
Absolutely.
I was fixing to pot it down. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I was a little fast. I was a little
Killing
fast
me,
over
man.
here, man. I know. I
It's
was
all right.
I was too worried about playing some cooling it down.
Don't worry about that.
77. Yeah. So, any hoodles. Next time we have a psychic on the show.
Yes.
You will
it's
be.
me.
It's you.
I'm fucking staking my
All right,
claim
man.
right now.
I mean, that's fair.
Has she ever
fair.
read you, Dustin?
No, she's never read me.
Yeah.
I interviewed her on one of my older podcasts.
Yeah.
She was a good interview. I will
She
say
was
that.
great.
Yeah.
She was great.
I knew she'd be a good interview. I didn't know.
Whoa.
Yeah. She was smart too.
But
She knows her shit.
are we not recording?
No, we're recording. My headphones just died.
For reals?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
You're still coming through loud and clear.
Okay, well, man, my stuff just went dead.
Oh no.
I don't know what's going on.
Technical difficulties.
Nah, it's not technical. I don't know what that was all about.
Are you back now?
No, I'm back. I'm all
okay,
good now.
Good. Because that's a nice looking headset. I would be really sad if something bad
I
happened.
hope you got a warranty on that thing.
No, it's not
Your
that. I
ears.
don't know what's going on, man.
Technical
I'm just
difficulties on the old
giving it a little jiggly jiggles,
on
you
the
know.
old 77.
Jiggle jiggles here on the old 77.
So I got something to share with you guys here.
What do you got, man?
Wait, no, that's not the one.
No? Yes? No?
So you guys know I like to play the guitar.
Oh, we've heard rumor.
I've heard.
But I'm not one of those guys that like can play behind his back or like
Oh, you can't Stevie Ray Vaughan it?
play. I can't like play with my teeth, you know, like Hendrix used to do. But I think I could.
The ladies love that, Dave.
I know. I'm working on it, Scott. But this is a trick that I think that maybe with enough training I could pull off. This guy in Idaho balances a guitar on his chin for 1 hour and 35 minutes.
Really?
He's got an acoustic guitar, which smart on him because if that were an electric guitar, that would be a much more difficult task.
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming he's probably using a Martin because Martins have a flat. The headstock on a Martin is flat.
Yeah.
So, So yeah, I mean, fuck. That's something that maybe with enough training I could learn how to do it. You guys want to watch the video?
Yeah, man.
Okay,
Let's take a
hold on.
look.
I'm sure it's going to probably play a commercial first, so I'll turn the volume down. Oh, there he goes. Let me turn him up.
I've held the record for longest duration balancing a guitar on the chin before. I walked, like 3 miles around the track. It fell off, and I was like, I can go longer than an hour and 8 minutes. So I did it again for an hour and 12 minutes. And it was so painful, I took it off. And I was like, man, I just went an hour and 12 minutes to extend it by 4 more minutes, because the previous record at that point was an hour. And so the hour and 8 minutes would have broken it. Hour and 12 was 4 more. So I was like, man, I just spent a long time to extend it 4 more minutes.
You guys think this guy's married?
No.
Okay. I mean,
And then somebody else broke the record like an hour and 13 minutes and 25 seconds.
So basically, what's
they beat my record by 45 seconds.
I want to see it, man. I don't need to hear it.
You know,
oh, there
like,
we go. There we go. There we go.
See, I almost did this once, but then I got pussy.
So he. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. So he did this for like an hour long?
An hour and 25 minutes, I think it said. Look at him. He's even got his arms crossed.
That would be like impressive if he was getting head while he was doing it.
I think
I'm just saying you can't see what's going on below his
That's
waist
a good
right
point,
now. So
man.
how do you know that's not what's happening?
That's the fuel.
If there's anything that's going to motivate me to fucking
do that,
to have a
right?
guitar balance on my chin for an hour and a half, it's that.
Not me. I'd throw that motherfucker down and be like, let's go. Fuck this guitar. I don't even care if I break it.
By the way, that's an Alvarez guitar that he
That's a nice guitar. I like
that he
those.
is, yeah.
I enjoy an Alvarez, man.
I have owned an Alvarez.
One of my favorites is the Takamine.
Takamine makes a good guitar.
I love Takamine guitars.
Garth Brooks plays a Takamine.
Yep. I love their knockoffs. They're Jasmines. I've got a couple of them sitting over here on the wall. They sound amazing, and they are affordably priced.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yeah, no, actually,
just saying.
As far as bang for your buck, if you want to get a guitar that's not a fucking $1,000, Takamine is a good one for you. Get a lot of bang for your buck, especially with those little Jasmine
those Jasmines
guitars,
are amazing.
Man. Yeah,
man.
they make a good first guitar.
The one I want though is the Gibson Hummingbird. I want a Hummingbird Artist Electric Edition.
It's a classic, man.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's a classic. Let me see if I can find an image.
This
of that
fucking
for us
guy
here.
with his little peace sign going on. Hey,
This fucking guy.
We gave up on Johnny Balance guitar on chin because
Let's check out the Gibson Hummingbird. This is a classic.
Go for the artist edition though. That's where it's at, man.
Dave, I did send you a video on Facebook. I think you guys would be interested in looking at.
Which video was it?
There it is.
The artist edition, yeah.
Right there, that second one down.
With the sunburst.
It's like a tobacco burst almost.
It is, but it's a different. It's like they call that like a honey sunburst. I think is what they call that.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful guitar.
That's a beautiful guitar. I've played that guitar several times. Every time I go to the Guitar Center, I go into the acoustic room and I grab that mug right there, and I sit down and I bang out every tune that I know.
Do you go to the Guitar Center? Isn't there still one in the St. Louis area?
Yeah, I go to the Crestwood. I've been to Crestwood several times. That's where I ran into Mike Zito a couple of times. He used to work there. He's a big guy that does a lot of blues now.
Oh, okay.
I used to buy all my stuff. I used to buy strings off Mike Zito, and now I'm hearing he's traveling. He's a traveling musician now. Mike's amazing. I used to watch him down on the riverfront, down on the landing.
Nice, man. So this is the guitar that I have. I'm going to try to find it. None of these images quite look like mine. But I'm a Taylor guy.
Yeah.
Taylor is my favorite brand. I'm trying to find one that, this one's pretty close right here.
Well, I've seen several of them up there that look like yours.
It's Hawaiian Koa, man. That's my favorite wood.
Oh, yeah.
Because number one, it's fucking beautiful to look at. Look at that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of similar to walnut.
I think my favorite wood is almost extinct.
What is it? Is it
rosewood? I love the rosewood.
Well, Brazilian rosewood.
Yeah.
Going extinct.
Yeah.
Brazilian rosewood there's literally a limit on how much of that they can import. I don't even know what the current
It's funny,
rules
right?
are.
So I guess it's a guitar luthier. It's a person who builds guitars.
Luthier.
The luthier. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a website called Stuart McDonald.
Yeah,
I
Stu
love Stu Mac.
Stu Mac. Yeah.
And a couple of years ago, they got raided because apparently whatever wood selection that they bought They bought it thinking it was all above board, but it was illegal, and they got raided, and the government took some of their wood.
Shit.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the number one, determinant in the cost of a guitar. Is
Right.
the wood.
They even came out and was like, "Sorry, we didn't know."
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that would suck.
So what's causing that? Is it just deforestation in general?
I'm sure in the case of Hawaiian koa, which is what my favorite guitar that I have is made out of, that is a wood that only grows in Hawaii, and it only grows at elevations above like 5,000 feet.
Yeah, I think that's the same with Brazilian rosewood too. They have to grow it like on a mountain, kind of like coffee.
See, I think if you're going to do that and you're going to own that guitar, you should have to climb the mountain yourself.
You know what? I would have.
And go on the journey.
I would have to get that guitar.
Take a lesson from like a master guitarist.
Right.
Eventually, I managed to save up enough money to get one of my own. I didn't buy it brand new. I bought it pre-owned. But the thing about really nice guitars like a Taylor is that they increase in value over time.
Oh, look at the price on that thing, dude.
Yeah,
that's
it's an
$3,000.
guitar. Yeah.
What's the one on mine? I'm just curious.
I didn't pay $3,000 for mine, but I could sell mine for over $3,000.
Just out of curiosity, what's the one that I talked about?
The Hummingbird?
Yeah, the Hummingbird Artist Electric Edition.
Let's just check it out here on eBay.
Let's.
Checking out shit on eBay
on the old 77.
This is what you tune in for, folks.
Oh, I'm telling you.
We know it.
Oh, not that.
Why is there?
That teacup right there. That's all we need to see.
There you go.
So about
3,500.
This is it right here. Yeah, between 2 and 3.5 grand.
As long as they're Gibsons and not Epiphones.
Yeah.
To be fair, I mean they both sound good.
Yeah.
But man, for me, it's the tone.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in the tone on this thing. I love this guitar.
Why not start with an Epiphone and then buy Gibson parts as you go and
just like one piece at a time?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
I mean, I've got a Fender Stratocaster that my dad built from scratch.
For an electric, yes. For an acoustic, no.
Yeah, it's a little harder to do.
It's harder to do on an acoustic.
Yeah. But you can you were talking about StewMac. You
StewMac.
can buy necks and bodies.
StewMac provides kits now.
Yeah.
You can.
Isn't that where you got your ukulele kit from, or no?
No, but I want to get one for like $120. You can get a ukulele kit that's actually worth a damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they also have. I think it's $120, $150 something. It's under $200, I think. You can get an electric guitar, like the pick guard and everything. All the electronics are already assembled for you. All you have to do is install the pick guard. But you can build your guitar from scratch without any kind of knowledge.
You know what
in a weekend you can put the thing together.
What I would really love to do, because I have a Strat, an American-made Strat, so it's nice. I would love it's tobacco sunburst the finish.
Kind of like that right there.
Similar,
little tobacco sunburst right
I
there.
would love to find somebody that could paint some super like psychedelic shit on it for me, like something, something colorful, something very artsy, because I'm tired of the tobacco sunburst.
So you want something that changes all the time?
I don't know about that. Like there's a guitar that Hendrix owned back in the day that had a super psychedelic finish. That's kind of like
like that pearl sheen one that he had.
No, this one I think was a Strat, but he had it It was painted with very psychedelic colors. Here, I think, is that it? Yeah.
For me, the one I love is the Flying V, man. Give me a Flying V. I'll rock that thing all day.
Like some shit like that. I think that's dope.
So you like the Stratocaster look?
Well, I'm not even specifically talking about the Strat in this case. I'm just talking about I think the paint job is dope.
Okay, so when we talk guitar bodies, Strat, Fender, Gibson, what's your jam?
I'm a Strat guy, and that's not for any reason in particular other than that was like basically like the first electric guitar that I owned, so I'm just used to it at this point.
Okay.
I've played Les Pauls too.
Yeah.
Because those are like the big two.
Like the cutout, the double cutout.
Well, a Les Paul doesn't have a double cutout.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. You can get like signature G's from Gibson with the double cutout, kind of like Angus Young plays.
Oh, you're talking about an SG. Yeah.
Is that an SG? Yeah,
Gibson
I'm
SG.
sorry.
Yeah. Robbie Krieger from The Doors played an SG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've played Les Pauls before, and actually, it probably would make more sense for me to play Les Paul because I have small hands,
right?
And the necks on Les Pauls are shorter than the necks on a Strat.
So there you go.
My dad played a Les Paul for a little bit, and he went back to Stratocaster.
Really?
Yeah.
I love the Les Paul feel though. Like my guitar's over here. My my newer one, which is the straight wood feel over here. If I can, let me see here. There we go. You can see it behind Dustin here, kind of right off to the side there. But that first one there, that's the neck on that one is so thin and so smooth. And the feel on it is just right, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's just right.
Feels good in your hands.
Yeah, it feels good in my hand. It's been a while since I played that baby. But
is that the one Dave played on here?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Dave's played them both. I started off with my black one over here. That's the electric one. It's a Takamine cutout. It's not a Takamine, I should say. It's a Jasmine cutout. It's the first acoustic guitar I bought. I walked in, paid $350 on my credit card. It was like, charge it.
Yeah.
I loved it. That was probably 97, probably 97-ish. Rolled in there, charged that bitch, and then I've played that thing forever. Like, I rolled around with no case. I mean, the bracings are all broke on it.
I can't get my fingers to do the moves.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot easier on bass. My hands are much more bassy, natural.
You have kind of big hands?
I don't know.
I've got these little short
I've
nubbies.
been told that has nothing to do with it. Our hands are about the same size.
Yeah, and mine are way smaller.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
but you look at your fingers compared to ours, though. Look at finger size. I have, I have 4... like sausage links.
Yeah.
You know, right here.
Mine are
Your
thin.
fingers look like slender little things. I'm all sausagey.
Well, Hendrix had huge hands.
You know.
Yeah, my dad's got big hands, and he's a hell of a blues guitarist.
Stevie Ray had huge hands. They both used their thumb to fret the
But
top,
you know, there's
the
a
top
I would say there's a difference. If you have huge hands, though, but you can just go to town.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah. Stevie Ray was amazing, dude.
I'd love to be able to play guitar. I mean, I like bass because basically when I first picked it up, I just played it.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's that guy Mike Zito I was talking about. He can just go to town.
I mean, I'm not good enough to where I could show anybody, but I'm good enough to where I know. I like to sing when I play, and I like to Gene Simmons it where I may not play the whole song.
Yeah.
I might just hit parts of it or something during the solo.
I'll just stop after the good parts.
Yeah. It's a little easier to sing when you're playing the bass.
I can do any Misfit song in an hour.
Yeah.
I can learn any Misfit song on the bass. I've learned that, what's his name, I guess, Doyle von Frankenstein is probably... Like, because my favorite song to play on bass is Some Kind of Hate by Misfits. Just because the guitar and the bass are so similar and you get to do the whole solo.
Yeah.
And I love that. So somebody pointed it out to me. I think my ex-girlfriend had seen me play it a few times. And she's like, why is it when you get to that one part of the song, you think you got to hold it up?
Right. Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I really don't know. I never realized I did that before. But sure enough, like... When Danzig's like, I say, well, go, and then you go from dun to I don't even know the chords. I just know what
you go from
where to go.
I know when my finger goes.
You know where to
go. So then, like,
okay, that's all you really need.
Well, go, and then
that's all you need.
I like playing the bass too. It's fun to be able to make people's bodies shake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's power in playing the bass.
I love playing my fretless bass.
I love playing your fretless bass too.
That's a nice sounding bass, right?
Yeah.
I'm playing for an audience of one, so when certain parts of the song really start to get that underlying, I when I start hearing my bass, and it's doing the things it's supposed to do,
and you start feeling it, and it's moving.
That's why I like Misfit songs, because they're easy for me to learn, and then within a couple of days, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just playing.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff is really, really good for most of that shit is pretty simple and straightforward.
And it's punk rock, so if I fuck up, who cares?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. You meant to fuck up.
Exactly.
Like punk rock, they fuck up all the time.
I always tell people, like,
fuck up, he says.
That's part of being a musician is because everybody fucks up from time to time. Like, the important thing is, like, being able to make it look like you did it on purpose, like being graceful when you fuck up. Because everybody fucks up, man.
No, agreed.
Yeah. And the thing about the guitar is if you or the bass
Pinkies up.
is if you hit a bad note, chances are you can just move 1 fret lower or move 1 fret higher, and you'll be all right. So if you hit a note and it sounds like shit, just slide.
I've noticed that.
Slide that baby up 1 fret higher, and you'll probably be.
And
all
my
right.
dad's got a word for the thing I do, because my dad makes fun of me all the time, like when I'm trying to play with him, because he'll be playing and I'll start going, then I'll just start going. And then when I find it,
just walking around.
Then when I find it, I'm good.
Yeah.
When I find the key, then
the funny thing is like when I'm giving lessons to people, I'm filling out like chord charts and I'm filling out tablature, and I will have filled out this chord chart a billion times or written down the tablature for this song a billion times, but until I actually have the guitar in my hand and start playing it, my brain doesn't remember what the fuck I need to write down. Like I have to have the guitar in my hand, and then it comes back to me. Yeah, I mean, there's certain songs that I have tabbed out 100 times, like "Happy Birthday," shit like that I give like to new students all the time. But other than that, like I have to pick my instrument up and then remember, like, okay, I use this finger to press down.
So for you, is guitar theory a thing? Like, everyone worries that, for me at least, starting to learn, it was like, oh, I got to learn guitar theory. And then I got into guitar theory. It was like, I don't fucking understand this. Is that something that you absolutely have to learn?
Just depends on what your goals are. If you want to learn how to improvise, theory is helpful.
Theory would be helpful,
yeah. If you just want to learn, how to play cover songs, you don't need to know any of that shit, really.
Can I ask you a question then, based on music theory?
Uh-huh.
I don't know enough about music theory to get it all myself, but Welcome to the Jungle apparently does not follow that very well.
Does not follow music theory very well?
Right.
The opening line to that song, the bump, 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 that's literally note for note the blues scale. So it does follow that.
Well, what I'm talking about is I'll have to play it for you after the show.
Yeah.
And there's a certain part that, and like Paradise City, the end of Paradise City is supposed to be very chaotic according to music theory.
Yeah, it is.
It's like,
well, the stuff that Slash is doing, all of those fucking runs that he's doing and all the tapping and shit, that stuff is very...
Well, what about Eddie Van Halen and shit, then, if you're talking tapping? He went all over the place.
Yeah. I mean... That's what jazz guys do too, man. Like they figure out where to play the bad notes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what jazz is.
What sounds good here and what sounds good there.
Yeah, like that's what makes jazz interesting is that it's not what your ears expect to hear. And that's why some people don't like it, cuz it kind of challenges your ears too. Like you kind of it's kind of like, coffee. Like you're probably not going to like it the first time you try it. You know what I mean? But it's an acquired taste, I think.
Go Google the Jazz Butcher. Guaranteed.
Jazz Butcher?
Yeah, that guy, man. Oh.
Is this a player that we're talking about?
This is an old player from back in the day. He was very very jazzy, also very prog rock.
Oh, okay.
So it was
I'm not a big prog rock guy.
I don't like that either.
Like the Satriani.
Up to a
just
certain
sounds
point,
like noise.
Up to a certain point, I am. Like Satriani, I love Satriani's Surfing with the Alien.
Yeah.
That album was amazing.
I'm not into him.
I'm not going to lie, man. I'd sit back, get blasted.
Yeah.
So, get a six-pack, have a couple J's, watch the stars, when I was 16.
Did you guys see that Roger Waters was on Rogan's podcast?
I did.
And did you see that he asked him about the whole Wizard of Oz?
And he said it was utter bullshit?
Yeah.
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 I did like where they were talking about, so Roger Waters on that said, one of my favorite stories about that was the cops pulled some big tour bus over and it just reeked of marijuana, and they open that up and they're like, oh, we're gonna board him, and they go back in the back and they flip open the door, and there sitting in his underwear with a joint in his hand watching The Wizard of Oz listening to Pink Floyd was Willie Nelson.
Yep. Yep. How awesome.
Have you ever done that?
I have. Yeah, I've done that.
I haven't. I mean, like, it does, like...
Up to a certain point.
When the guy that's going to be the scarecrow in her dream hits his thumb, that's where it got me, because the music was like perfect.
Yeah, I did that. It's been over 20 years since I've done it.
There's an official edit of the movie where they.
Yeah, you can get that. You can download it.
I'm sure it's on YouTube.
It only ever aired once.
I guarantee it's on YouTube.
It was made for, I want to say AMC or Turner Classic Movies. Somebody out there got the rights and the clearances to edit the Dark Side of the Moon,
That's dope.
Wizard of Oz, and they aired it one time. And I've looked for that tape and I can't find it anywhere.
So I remember one time back in the day.
Because I'd like to see it with the dialogue and the original music taken out and the Pink Floyd put in, but then you save the dialogue.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I found one that's Dark Side of the Rainbow, they're calling it.
Nice.
I'm afraid to put it on, though, because I think we might get pulled.
Yeah, don't.
We should do
if
an
you
experiment.
worry about it, then don't.
Yeah.
We should do an experiment. We should take that album and see what other movies they sync up. Like, let's put in Adam West Batman the movie and see if it syncs up with Dark Side of the Moon.
Sync it up to, like, Step Brothers
Well,
or some shit.
we should research it. See if there's other like movies that sync up to albums, because I guarantee there is.
There are. I can't find it to save my life.
Then we should watch one of those for the After Hours segment.
There used to be a website where where users would submit ones that they tried that worked really well, and then you would vote on whether or not they stayed there. I can't remember. It was an old Angel Fire website.
Oh,
That's
my
how
God.
long
That
ago.
would be like a super fun way to write an album, though. Is like pick a movie, and go into that. Go into the project with that's your criteria. Is I want this album to sync up with XY movie.
That would be cool.
That would be a fun way to
That's
go
a
about
similar
the
thing
process.
to what Misfits do. I mean, a lot of their songs are about horror movies, like Carol and the Beast is Calling.
Yeah, but I
we're
mean,
talking Guar now.
to sync it up
No,
with a movie, that's a whole.
Misfits.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying we're talking Guar now. If you're getting into the horror aspect,
Wasn't
Have you ever
Guar
seen
just
Guar?
in town recently?
Yeah.
were they really?
Yeah.
September. They were in Columbia. I almost went, but then that was right at closing time for the house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've been really kind of watching my money lately, and
Yeah.
We got to be careful with the Guar show, man. It's like going to Gallagher, right?
Yeah, you never know what.
Yeah.
We'll just get
fluids might
covered
fly
in
your
fluids.
direction.
What's
Yeah.
funny is I thought I was being unique by wearing all white to Guar and going into the front row, and then I get in the front row and everybody's wearing all white.
Yeah.
No, you ain't unique.
And my phone is waterproof. And if they see you recording, they're going to spray it right on your phone.
Yeah.
To be dicks.
Yeah.
And my phone's waterproof, motherfucker. I got some of the best. I've never posted them anywhere because of copyright. But
Yeah, you got
for
some good
me,
shit?
I got some really good. But there's
Nice.
twice I've seen Guar. Once in Columbia, and once. Have I ever told you about our friend Dwayne?
I don't know.
I'm in
Dwayne?
Mississippi, the one that thought he was talking to Clint Eastwood, wanting to call him a jerk off.
What? No.
So I'll give you the bullet points. Dwayne, if you go to gunsonradio.com, look up the show Banned, the real life misadventures of Rick Dunsford and Friends. I think it's episode 6, God, the Devil, and Dwayne. We talk about Dwayne in detail in that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He is a good friend of ours. If you ever see Kelso from 70s Show, that's
Yeah.
if you take Kelso and you put him in Mississippi, that was Dwayne.
Okay, all right.
So we used to prank Dwayne all the time, and so we told him that we had tickets. We'd gotten some tickets to go to a business meeting, but we were going to this concert with some business partners, so it was going to be one of those classy, upscale kind of concerts. It's not like rock and roll, so make sure to wear your nicest suit.
Yeah.
Dwayne.
And then we took him to see Guar.
Nice.
And
Nice.
But the last time I went, I was wearing contacts. I was going through a contacts phase for a
Oh
little
my
while.
God.
And when I came home, I thought it was because of all the red lights they'd been showing all night. Like, man, I'm getting a lot of red in my vision. Like, I just thought I was sleepy, need to go to bed. And then I got home and I noticed the whole bathroom had like a pink to it. And I was like, well, this isn't right. And then I look in the mirror and my eyes are so red And then I go, oh, wait a fucking minute. And I take my contacts out. And it's like when you're wearing those colored sunshades and you remove them.
Oh, my God.
My contacts in my eyeballs had gotten dyed red.
Covered with the blood dye?
I had some money in I had my wallet in my back pocket. And I had some money inside my wallet. And it's folded up and even on the and even it got dyed pink.
Jeez.
I did get a poster, like they gave you, or they didn't give them to you, but they had them out there, so I just kind of took one. Those little bitty, it's like a poster of the event, and then they make those pocket-sized ones to hand out at the ticket booth.
Yeah.
I grabbed a couple of those of Guar and had those in my pocket, and they got dyed pink. And I did that on purpose, though, because I knew they
You got to do that, though, right?
Did you save your tickets?
Yeah.
I did. I saved every ticket I had, and up until the point my dad burned down my mom's she shed, and I lost all my...
Oh, wait, what?
Fuck, man.
My dad, my mom...
Where do we start?
We tell it like that because of that commercial about how he burned down Cheryl's she shed.
Yeah.
You never seen that commercial?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that commercial.
It's like an insurance commercial, right?
Yeah. Well, mom and dad...
I've never heard anybody say this before.
Yeah.
Though.
My mom and dad had a storage shed. And inside that storage shed was a lot of my stuff, like a lot of my old records and all my tickets and just stuff I didn't bring with me to Missouri because I felt like they would be safer.
Keepsakes.
Yeah, it'd be.
Yeah.
When I first got here, I sure didn't think I was buying a house.
Yeah.
Especially, dude, that first year here was the worst because I didn't have a pot to piss in, and I was just itching to go the fuck back to Mississippi. I was like, what the fuck have I got myself into? I missed all my friends.
I bet.
Yeah.
And
why did you move here again?
Oh, my ex-wife's from here, and I got pissed off at...
Is she still here?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Just checking.
I don't know. I
you
don't
ever
keep
ran
up with the
into her? I
bitch.
mean, Jeff City's small.
I've not seen that woman. Ever since the divorce was final. I talked to her one time about a legal matter that we had to deal with. That was her problem, not mine, because I was getting ready to sue her, and I was trying to be nice, and she acted like a cunt when I called her then too. So
interesting.
Goodness gracious.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Not white girl. Not white girl.
No, she's white.
She's a white girl?
Yeah, I know, right? You'd think.
That just sounds like so much like
maybe that
attitude.
was the problem.
You know, maybe.
I think that may be the problem. I always wanted to get me a black chick though, but I don't want to get with a chick just because she's black.
Sure.
Right.
But like with the attractionness.
Yes.
Like,
hey, we all have our things that we are.
I mean,
attracted
like
to.
I don't see why
thing.
that's a bad thing to sexualize. I mean,
No,
when
it
you
should
think
be.
about I'm not sexualizing per se, but
Why are you sexualizing?
well, I mean, you like chicks with a tan. Look at every magazine, all the chicks have nice tits and a tan.
Not for me. I like them pale, man.
I like a tan chick, but
I want a
sometimes
good
I like
Irish
pale.
girl who is almost translucent.
Yeah.
Oh, I like them like that, and then they dye their hair black and they wear that black lipstick. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Or they do that thing where their hair goes in their face a little bit, like the swoop, and then it's short all over. But
So
then
my
it's,
wife
like,
today
long
was
and-
like, I want to dye my hair. What do you think I should go? Give me a name. Give me somebody. And I was like, Google Lilu Dallas.
Yeah.
And it's the girl. You already know who I'm talking.
Who is
It's the
it?
girl off The Fifth Element.
Oh. Well.
It's the bright orange
Yeah.
hair. And I was like, yeah, give me some
white
of that.
bodysuit.
Oh, my God. I don't
Yeah.
care about the suit. Just give me the hair.
Yeah.
You ain't never dress her up every now and then.
Mrs. Car Wash does not like to dress up. She's not
adventurous
like that.
You ain't got to wear it for long.
My other girl, yes, very much so.
A couple years ago, I would have been surprised about my wife getting her hair colored blue.
Dude, that's dope. I
know,
like
I
that,
like
by
it.
the way.
I like
it
it
looks
too.
good on her.
Yeah, I like it
I
too.
wasn't expecting that.
I know,
right?
right?
Your
Up
wife went
until-
out and dyed her hair and got a tat.
Yes, she did.
Up until I saw the picture that you sent, I never knew what your wife looked like. So I was always envisioning China.
It's funny. I've been watching the She-Hulk movie the series, and that's what I envision.
I'm trying to think of which picture I sent you.
And I've known her for a while.
Was it? It was the tattoo picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I think there were a few.
Yeah, I sent you guys
Yeah.
a few, like as it was in process. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd always envisioned like China and I'm thinking like Davey's like a really skinny Triple H beside her, like without like take the muscles off of Triple H and then he put him.
Hey, you're not wrong, man.
You're not wrong.
I don't know though. Biscuit's wife must have like some mind control because she's like.
I don't know, man. When he came in
little.
that first time, she is tiny.
Yeah.
But when he came in that first time, he gave us all a pack of cards, and he was like, "Here's I don't remember how many he said it was like 26."
Yeah,
right?
that his wife had.
He's like, "My wife can rip 26 of these in half."
Right.
And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yep.
Maybe it was 18 or something.
Yeah.
And he just gave us that amount, and none of us could do it.
Right. Or maybe it was that amount plus like one more, maybe.
Oh,
I
just
don't
to
know.
be men.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't know.
I still have my frying pan that
I
split
met
in half.
that guy right there, the one talking.
Really?
The mayor.
Yeah?
Who we got here?
We're talking about
The mayor of my. Davey's watching The Wizard of Oz on his.
There you go.
The mayor there.
This guy in the green
Munchkin
here.
Yeah,
Land?
pause it for a second so
You
we
met
don't
that
get
guy,
dinged.
huh?
This dude right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I met him at a mall in Nashville, Tennessee.
How old was he?
God, he had to have been old.
I wasn't even. I didn't know who the fuck he was. Like
Yeah.
I just came up and then there was all these people around and he was talking and doing a fucking presentation and all this other stuff and then he signed shit for us and left and I was like, who the fuck was that? Dancing midget. I don't know.
Little person. You racist bastard.
No, this was the 90s. They were still called midgets.
Yeah, they
back
were.
then.
I actually went to a couple of dwarf
twats?
Dwarf tosses in my day.
Did you really?
I have.
Wow.
I've been to midget wrestling.
Have you
Yeah, I'd love to
now?
go to that.
Dang it, man.
Dude, wasn't there midget wrestling just in Jeff City not too long ago?
I'm going to tell you, my first wrestling match I ever fought against was against a little guy. And he
Kick your ass, didn't he?
he didn't pull his punches, and them little punches hurt, man. Like this, don't get me wrong, in that profession, you take a few socks to the jaw, to the back of the head.
Them little punches
but
hurt.
man, like, and it's a little more spread out. And then you take that fist and you take about half of the size, and you concentrate it on one spot. Don't matter where he hits you, it always hurts. And then, like, it's like kind of reminds me of when my cat walks across my chest. Those little pressure points.
Yeah,
it's like that
absolutely.
one little pressure point. He would be nailing.
So would he like stop and then knead you in the middle? Like,
Oh, what he would do? Okay, they wanted us to. This was one of the first times I went off script, and it kind of pissed off the promoter. But we had a better match. First off, it was a sucky match to begin with because I had never done it before, and I
those happen.
sucked. But he wanted him to like bite me on the ass and do a bunch of carnival shit. And by this point, you know, I'd been talking with Kevin for a little while, and you know what I mean?
Was that
like,
the little guy's name?
Yeah. And I felt like this was kind of disrespectful to him.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you probably do all this comedy bullshit all the time, and I get that I'm not going to have a 5-star match with you, and there's going to be some comedy in it. I was like, this just feels wrong.
Feels wrong, right?
Like, you biting me on the ass and
Yeah.
all this other shit. Why don't you just jump up on my back? I'll try to shake you off, and I can't get rid of you. And you know what I mean? Let's do shit. So we thought of a bunch
Ass
of things
biter.
where he could use his size to his advantage rather than we make fun of him for it. Like, he'd hit me and run between my legs, and then I go to, can't find him, and then he drop kicks me from behind. Little shit like that. Like
choreography.
Yeah, we were doing things that we couldn't do with a regular sized person.
Right.
But like because of his small size, like he was able to.
My grandfather.
So did you bite him on the ass then?
They do always have like a thick ass. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, I have.
The smaller the person, the thicker the ass. The bigger the head on the gal, the better the head. You know
remember
what I mean?
the mom
sure
from
that's,
Little People, Big World?
One of Einstein's equations.
The mom from Little People, Big World had a thick ass.
Don't do that when I'm drinking,
Sorry
man.
about that, buddy. My grandpa met the tallest man that ever lived.
Robert Wadlow?
Robert Wadlow.
No
He was
shit.
8'11". He was from Illinois.
Yeah, he was from Alton. That dude was. He came to Litchfield, Illinois, where I worked in my later years, to Simpson Shoes, and they made his shoes. Years later, when I showed up, they still had one of his shoes. So like you could be like, here's a size 22 from Nike, right? But it was Robert Wadlow's shoe. They had one of his and one of Shaq's. And like Shaq's was just not even close to being anywhere near the size as this dude's
His
shoe
was bigger?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it made Shaq's look like your shoe, right?
I've got
Shaq's like...
I've got
and
footage
Shaq's
of Robert
enormous,
Wadlow over here.
right? Here, let's pull that up.
Look at this guy.
Jeez.
Yeah, this dude.
Look at him standing by that light.
This dude
pole.
was huge.
Yeah, hold on, let me unpause it here.
Huge. So there's a lifelike statue. It's up to his height in Alton, Illinois.
He didn't live very long. Like, he died in his 20s.
Yeah, they never do.
I think it was his 30s, wasn't it?
Giants
maybe
don't
late,
live very
later
long.
20s, early 30s, maybe.
Yeah.
But
I
it
wanna
was
say
like
late-
it was
late-
something silly. Like he had a hangnail, like an infection in like a foot or something.
Oh, really? I thought it was like because of his condition.
Well, because of his condition, though, he didn't heal properly from it.
I see.
Hmm.
Look at how much taller he
Like
is.
that guy's a monster.
Like,
right?
look at all the health problems Andre the Giant had.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he wasn't even that big whenever he finally had to retire. Just
well,
because
think of when he filmed the movie,
No, dude,
The
he was-
Princess Bride.
He was only 22 when he died.
Who?
Wadlow. Robert Wadlow.
This is 22.
He he was born in 1918 and he died in 1940. So he was 22 years old when he died.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I knew he didn't live very long. Yeah, crazy, man. Crazy. That was one of my favorite things as a kid was thumbing through the Guinness Book of World Records and
I remember that.
looking up crazy shit like that.
The Guinness Book of World Records is the #1 most stolen book from public libraries because of 90s kids.
I totally believe that.
I've stolen one or two in my time.
Yeah, have you?
I have actually.
We should get one. We should break a record on the old 77.
Can we? Is that even a thing to do?
Find
anymore?
an easy one that nobody cares about.
Oh man, that's the problem though. Everyone wants to be in the Guinness Book of World Records, so there's always some kind of bullshit.
Yes.
Well, we don't have to pay the money and all that shit. We just have to break the record on the air, and then we'll know. Our audience will know. The people that matter will know.
Maybe we could break Al Roker's longest weathercast record.
No.
We could get you in front of the green screen, Scotty.
You know, one day we're gonna have to get that green screen rolling.
I
Just
know.
have it like right over here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes, man.
Yeah,
You
I'll
know?
New studio goals.
We could totally dedicate a camera totally to the green screen. So
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I'll do a forecast.
You just have to light them. They're a pain in the ass to light.
Call me Doppler Dave.
Oh man, I'm fixing to change all that coming up in the next one. I want to get lighting actually, studio lighting, LED lights. Get that rolling.
That's where it's at.
You know.
Yeah. Control that shit with your phone.
Right.
Yeah. it's
Maybe.
nice.
Maybe. I'd like to get it to where I could control it with my laptop, and then I could also run sound from my laptop too. Have sound coming out via Bluetooth.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So
Oh yeah.
changes. Just working on it.
Boys, I do believe we have reached the end of episode 126. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Very nice. Very nice.
126.
This
Thank
was a
you.
fun one.
Thank
This
you.
was a fun
It
one.
was a fun show.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Stick around for after hours.
We're gonna talk some weird stuff coming up next.
We are. Are we gonna do? Can we talk about the event that
We
gonna
are actually.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the Cannabis Cup coming up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Cannabis Cup.
Everybody's like, "Oh, the
Fucking
last
done.
one was so bad. It was so."
Oh my god!
Oh my god! It was so bad.
God, I had to hang out after
It
the
was.
show.
It was not. It was not good. So we've changed it up this time
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
We're not going to imbibe through water filtrated means.
We're still learning, folks. We've only been smoking weed for 30 years.
We probably have like 60, 70,
I
80
didn't-
years
I
between
didn't
all
think
of us.
Yeah.
2 puffs would get me that stoned.
Just going for the flavor, though. I mean, that's the best way to do it. It seems the right way. You filter it all out. But
Right.
yeah, when you think about it.
Oh man!
Hey guys, let's do a gravity bond next.
It had been a very long time since I had used that method of a bong. My last bong I had, like every other bong I've had, was broken. I dropped it.
And this guy right here, man.
Gotta
Into
get
a
the
million
plastic,
pieces.
man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I feel like grandma's boys. Dude, you never throw a bong, bro.
They always break eventually, man. That's just Murphy's Law. All right, folks. Thanks
All
for
right.
listening.
Hang out with us in episode 127, which will come out after this one.
Next Tuesday.
But you can get after hours action at patreon.com/the-old77podcast.
And find.
Oh, sorry, what?
And you can find all of our links in one convenient place at theold77.com.
Yeah.
There it is right there.
All right, boys. Right there. See y'all next week.
Peace out, bitches.
Bitches.